Welcome back, everybody. Thomas here. It is Friday, December 12th. Got a no news Friday ahead of us. Market just opened. Was able to was able to request that payout. Made a short about it. And, yeah, first payout day trading. This looks like some clear London manipulation, which we have now swept. And we also have this unfilled gap on the 15-minute that I think we want to fill. I might be taking a trade at market open. I'm gonna wait for the break of structure to the upside, but this looks really good for longs already, so I might be trading pretty soon. We have this 1 minute gap. We just swept out London. We have an SMT, 1 minute SMT. And we have an unfilled gap on the 15 minute that we likely will target. We had Asia accumulation, London looks like we're manipulating, and then we just swept out the low for London. If we close above here, I would like to enter. If we can break structure to the upside on ES, I would enter.
Order filled.
See how this plays out. I'm pretty confident. This looks like a really good setup. Asia accumulation came down on London, and then we just swept it down on New York with an SMT forming on NQ, but we'll see how this plays out. If we can close above this gap on the 5 minute, that would be even better. Don't love how ES should be leading here. That's why I entered on ES, but it's not. This looks really good. This looks really good. I think we want, I mean, this is like, I'm like really confident in this trade just because we have this unfilled gap that we never even touched in London or Asia. So we're going to want to target that. We inverse this gap only 1 hour. Should be golden, but let it ride. No pressure. So with my withdrawal yesterday, that does bring my maximum loss on this account to $0. So if I lose this 800, then I lose the account, but just gotta follow my rules. Maybe that's why I de-risk today. I didn't I don't have that much drawdown to give up, so yeah. I like how ES is the leading index, but it's behind NQ here, which is funny and unfortunate, but so it goes. See how this plays out. Tempted to put like a limit sell at like either here or these highs, or these highs. Just to make sure I have my levels correct. So I did it in a hurry. Yes. here. I don't love that. Just happened. I'm gonna get stopped now. Alright, well. I'm marking my levels and I get stopped out. That fashion. Alright, well, I'm just gonna. Price. Wow, that is surprising. I'm gonna stay on the charts. I think this is still. I think it's still very bullish. I'm just gonna wait for an entry. Inverse this gap or something. Surprised on that candle. I thought this was like the perfect setup. I guess technically my stop should be like down here. I just didn't want to risk more than 200. But it's hard to imagine price wants to go lower. Price is targeting these lows, I guess. Wow, I was so confident in that trade. Still very bullish. course, the one time I don't move my stop to break even would have been a great time to do so. If we sweep lower here, I'm tempted to just leave the charts, take my loss for the day, and move on. I mean, at this point, we're probably targeting this liquidity. We'd have to like turn around now if I really wanted longs. Otherwise, it looks like we're just selling off to liquidity. Maybe down here. Hard to say what the lesson was in that first trade. Um, it could have easily been one of those trades where like you follow your plan, you do everything right, but you still just lose. Like the only thing I could say is like to be more patient, I guess. Not rip a trade 5 minutes into open, but it was my setup. It happened at 9:30 Happened at 9:33, so tempted to take longs here. I don't love it, but I want to see a break of structure from this high at least. Or if we can put in a higher low. Close above here, I'd enter. Or tap into this gap. See what happens first. Don't love just closing above this high, because we could just be forming an SMT to go lower, especially with that type of a candle. Plus we still didn't break structure on that. We have a new high now of here. See if we respect this gap. Still not in bullish order flow, so I do want to wait for a break of structure. I'm gonna wait for this break of structure before I enter. Either on ES or NQ. Sweep for value gap, no break of structure. Really tell me to just not take another trade. I already took my $200 loss. I just accept it and move on. That's a big candle. Might be making another SMT. However, we did just inverse like 3 gaps. I'm really surprised they're pressing lower on what looks like London manipulation. Asia session, just consolidating. London comes into the gap, or into below this price range. Could be forming another SMT, but I'm gonna wait for this 5-minute candle close and probably call it. I think the lesson for today, I don't know, sometimes you take your trades, you get your beautiful setup that you're looking for, and you still lose. It's sort of like, I guess, poker in a sense. You can do everything right, but you can still just get beat. Yeah, I think I've seen enough today. I don't know, this was like what really seemed like the perfect setup with NQ at market open taking out Asia low, or London low. Taking out London low, breaking structure somewhere here. Oh, I entered on ES, that's what it was. Yeah, breaking structure here. Technically closing at that high, but it's pretty much a break of structure. We got a small move up, then got stopped out on this candle alone. I guess my plan has been to just move to break even, but it seemed early, so I didn't. Like, I was maybe $80 in profit, and I didn't want to move my stop to break even yet, just to have room for it to breathe. The reason why I wanted to go bullish is because we have this 15-minute gap we want to fill, but I guess it just wasn't meant to be. Yeah, it really seemed like Asia accumulated, London swept / manipulated. I guess, like, this is sort of concerning, like confirming that this is resistance now, but yeah, I don't know. It seemed really good. I don't think there was anything wrong with my setup. Like, we got our sweep, we had our inverse gap here on the 1 minute, and we broke structure, so that's everything I'm looking for. Even the SMT. ES didn't take this out. I entered on the leading index. It seemed perfect, but guess not. FOMC is bullish. Yeah, I don't know. Very interesting stuff. Looks like we might inverse this gap now on the 4-hour. But that's okay. You're going to take losses, and even if you do everything right. I guess the only arguments for things I didn't do right was not take a trade 3 minutes into open. I haven't really traded that early before, but I've noticed setups that early, and I just chose not to, and sometimes they end up playing out. Today they didn't, but yeah, it is what it is. What else? Maybe moving my stop to break even, but it seemed really early. And I just used my best judgment for that. So, yeah. Still green on the week. I'm totally fine with that. Only have 3 more losses to give, though. 613. Yeah, you're bound to lose in trading, and this one honestly does not hurt that bad. Some of the other ones like hurt more just because I don't know. I didn't really follow my plan, but today I really feel like I followed my plan and I still lost. So that's the best I can do. Um, but yeah, that is the video for today. Looking at next week, we have a massive day on Tuesday next week, and CPI on Thursday, which is tentative. I will probably trade this unless price is just bonkers. I'll definitely look at the charts every day, see if I see anything. But yeah, that is all for today. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.